Now, look, recently Joe Biden has been going around and doing speeches and things like that. Look, a lot of people are saying he's probably going to run for president in 2020. Yeah, that's pretty much the rumor. Of course, this is the establishment favorite, or one of the establishment favorites in this. There's a lot, actually. And so, look, he's going out there and he's giving these speeches. Now, at one of these speeches, this was at the University of Miami's It's On Us rally. He basically said some things about President Trump that some see as controversial. Let's take a look at what he said, and then we'll break it down, and then we'll get Trump's reaction. Let's watch.
When a guy who ended up becoming a national leader said, I can grab a woman anywhere and she likes it, and then said, I made a mistake, I didn't make a mistake. They asked me would I like to debate these gentlemen. I said, no. I said, if we were in high school, I'd take you behind the gym and beat the hell out of them. I've been in a lot of locker rooms my whole life. I'm a pretty damn good athlete. Any guy who talked that way was usually the fattest, ugliest SOB in the room.
Okay. So, hey, man, if I were in high school, I'd take him behind the locker room and I'd beat the hell out of him. And a guy who talks like that is usually, one of the fattest, ugliest SOBs in the room. Okay, so, look, that's what he said. You know what? That's actually, I'm okay with that. I know, I'm a terrible lib. But, look, someone like that, like you hear somebody talking like that in the locker room, you kind of want to punch him in the mouth. Again, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that most normal people, most decent people would have that similar reaction. So I get it. I get it. Now, Donald Trump was not impressed by Biden's comments, and he decided to take to Twitter to say so. In fact, he tweeted, "Crazy Joe Biden is trying to act like a tough guy. Actually, he is weak, both mentally and physically." By the way, so he's mentally weak as well. That's great. And yet he threatens me for the second time with physical assault. He doesn't know me, but he would go down fast and hard, crying all the way. Don't threaten people, Joe. I'm sorry, but the reaction enough is hilarious. Oh, okay, why are we talking about this and not policy? If this is the way, Joe, you're going to try to take on Donald Trump in 2020 if you decide to run, that's not smart because you're playing on Trump's territory. Again, his reaction is that of a third grader. But this entire thing is a third grade thing. This is, I'm going to beat you up. No, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to beat your ass. What are we, in high school? Come on, man. What's going on here? Look, as I said, I get it. I understand when you see somebody who's talking like that about women and mistreating them. Obviously, yes. Of course, you want to have that reaction. But at the same time, you guys are politicians. Okay, Donald Trump is not a politician. He's a buffoon. But he's also the president of the United States. We're having Twitter beefs as if they're, as I said, in high school. No, Joe, if you're actually going to run, which, look, I'm not in favor, but if you're going to run, why don't you hit him on substantive policy? I know it's a crazy idea telling politicians to run on policy and not run on who can beat each other up. I mean, who's better at it? It's dumb. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's and you know what? It doesn't serve the greater good. I mean, like, a lot of people will look at this whole thing and just roll their eyes like, oh my God, like, why aren't we talking about things that will actually help the American people? And that's where I want to go. Joe, if you want to talk about his record on women's issues, well, you've got a lot there. And tie it into what he says, right? Because, look, he said a lot of terrible things about women. I've talked about that before, calling Elisa Machado Miss Piggy, Miss Housekeeping. not only is that sexist and incredibly racist, you can talk about that stuff and then tie that into the kind of policies. The fact that he wants to go after women for having an abortion. And the fact that a lot of his policies are actually very anti-woman as well. So, look, why don't you talk about his policy and then what you would do different in policy? But, look, unfortunately, we don't have that type of thing. We don't have that type of discussion when it comes to presidential politics. And we're really missing out because we need to have a discussion on these issues. We need to have a discussion on these policies and on the culture and how we change that culture through certain policies and certain actions. This is like 1950s schoolyard drama. It's got no place in presidential politics. So while I agree with Joe and I have a sympathy to his position, like, yeah, of course you want to smack people like that in the mouth. But maybe that's not the best way to go when you're running in politics and when you're running to actually try to do policy and change things. Just a little bit of a pointer. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.